All right. Hello, people, if anyone's there. Bear with me one moment. This is my first time using StreamYard. So I just clicked start broadcast. I'm not sure if it's actually live on YouTube. Looks like it is. Wow, looks like I'm already live. So I think that this might be, yeah, StreamYard I think is much easier to use than Google Hangouts plus OBS, I think. But it's a little different. It's a little like you can only have up to 5 people, I think, which usually that's not an issue for my streams, but I'm very permissive. I'm okay having, most people, because I think everybody has something kind of interesting to say. So I'm okay, like kind of letting people, if they have something they're passionate about, I kind of like to hear what they have to say, and I think it's kind of fun to have a colorful cast of characters who show up. So this one, it's very, very weird for me to just like do 2 streams 2 days in a row. And I'm kind of thinking, if I really try to do these streams like daily, I think I'm gonna run out of shit to talk about myself. I don't know. This all depends. Just kind of playing it by ear. It says 2 people watching now. One of them's me because I opened it to make sure it was running. So there's a mysterious other person watching. I know think they play music for however many minutes and then spread the link around and do a better job advertising. I have this issue with my streams where it seems like the most people show up maybe like an hour and a half after they start. And then, I'll have like totally new people who show up and then want to hop on, and then it kind of goes on and on. And I don't know if I want to sit around for like 4 hours a day, because my setup isn't good. Like, I don't have a chair really. I have a chair, but it's outside, but it's really important to just like keep a chair inside. So I sit on my bed, and like I don't really have a table. I have like this weird stand thing, and I'm not sure I'm very, very much doubt that it's ergonomically sound. So I think that sitting for long periods of times like in this position is probably not the greatest, but anyway, I do have a few things I wanted to talk about. I pulled the first one up here on the screen, which was this article I found a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, however long. Time is just, I'm completely out of time, and I've like lost my mind. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But this was an article I found about the Village People. There might not be a lot to comment on this, but it was Village People gives Trump okay to play gay anthems YMCA Macho Man at rallies. So I guess Trump has been playing YMCA and Macho Man at his rallies, that's very funny. Oh, let's see. A group to block Trump who played it. So I don't know if it was Trump himself or just like a group related to it. But it is very funny to take those songs and use them, because they obviously have like a gay connotation, right? But it's funny because they're not explicit. The group is kind of explicitly gay, but like the songs themselves aren't necessarily, right? So you can totally use those songs, and there's kind of this like innocuous, wholesome air to using them. Like, why should that be offensive? Which, of course, sets up a trap for leftists, because they're going to have a problem with it. And then people get to say, wow, these leftists are so triggered that they have a problem with someone playing Macho Man or YMCA, right? But I think he kind of knows, right, that it has this underlying connotation their skin, because they believe, they're the keepers of the gay culture. And how dare Trump, who is a horrible homophobic monster for reasons that have, I think, never been explained. I've never heard the actual argument. That was actually something Prince, I think, had mentioned. He would like ask people like, hey, why do you think Trump's homophobic? Why do you think he's like bad for gay people? And they can't give you shit. Oh, it's Terrence. Good old Terrence. When you run out of things to say, start reviewing cults. There needs to be a good cult review on YouTube. That's an excellent idea. Actually, you might know this if you've been following me lately, but one of my favorite streams to watch is Church of Entropy's stream with Duvid and their crew. They're kind of into cults. They've actually kind of embraced the idea of a cult and use a term called cult prestige. And I love their perspective on it because so many people they kind of like they're really down on cults. And frankly, I don't know. I've always kind of seen it as like it's a bunch of adults decided to do a thing. It doesn't really cross a line until it's like you have people born into that situation who can't like leave or whatever. And sometimes I do kind of describe what I do and my whole thing as like a cult. Um, right? Because it's like, fuck it. I don't know. I mean, a cult is just a small religion. That's kind of the definition I've operated under for a while. So then in theory, if the cult is like reasonable and voluntary, it's not a cult. It's just like a collective and they just decide to do things in a way. That could be interesting because yeah, you're right. Like I don't like, the funny thing about cults is they're all so particular, but they also have to be kind of semi-small, right? Once they get too big, then they're just like a proper religion. Yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm for like normalizing cults, but I think I am for kind of like being a little bit more tolerant. I don't know, maybe just a little bit too permissive. So yeah, I haven't advertised this stream anyway. So since I'm streamer, how to like invite people. I'm gonna post my little link in the usual places. Let's see, copy to clipboard. Now, if you remember, I used to just like toss the link out into the Discord. I'd put it in the description or whatever, but you know that worked for a long time. And then I had this one time these fuckers come on and like start playing Christchurch videos and shit, which like that doesn't bother me personally. I don't care. Like I don't. I'm not bothered if you like want to play porn or whatever. It's annoying because it's spammy, and it's annoying because it could fuck with my channel, right? It's not like it offends my sensibilities. So like as far as trolling goes, it's very very like shit tier. Like yeah, congratulations. Like the stream that literally is like like practically like anal bleaching, right, out on the beach. You know, like it's right there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's not like an accomplishment. So fuck ever. So Mr. Merchant is one who recommended I try this, and I've seen StreamYard like around before. So I decided to give it a try. I don't know if I'm gonna stick to this as like a default because I don't know. It kind of looks nice, but in theory, OBS could look better if I put a little more effort into it. Like I kind of liked how I did the green screen little goggle thing over the whole thing. I thought that was worth like the 30 minutes of effort it took to learn how to do that. You know. All right, so I found my little link. I'll send it out, Jay Willie. I'll send it out to you if you want to hop on again. Yeah, and it basically it's anybody who's interested, as long as you're not a fucking stupid cunt, then then yeah, because I assume that people who want to hop on like have something interesting to say or whatever. Okay, so we'll send it to Ashley, and I'll send it to a bunch of people. But anyway, I'd prefer to just have the link out there. But well, it looks like in StreamYard I can just straight up like kick people and remove them in a way that I can't on Hangouts. Some people claim that you can. I think they're fucking gaslighting me. I don't believe them. Fuckers are like on mobile or something. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, I'll get back to this Village People article so I can like wrap it up before people start showing up because I don't know if this is that interesting. I just thought it was kind of a breath of fresh air because it's actually kind of good news. So anyway, the TLDR on it is a bunch of Village People like fans or like gay advocates or whatever were like really really making a fuss over this, which are like gay groups or whatever. Or it says fans here. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical if it was strictly Village People, like liberal busybodies. Like who is a Village People fan in 2020? You know what I mean? Like they're not a fucking active group anymore. Like you like their songs and maybe they're nostalgic or whatever. I don't. I think it's very very bland. I mean, it's like you can't even judge it because it's just like so like culturally there. It's almost like classical music. You never really get to hear classical music, right? And like all of it gets treated like regardless of if it's like Romance era or if it's like more modern classical or like even like Baroque or some shit. Like all of that just kind of gets lumped together. It's oh, it's that really fancy and artistic instrumentally kind of shit, right? And like it all just gets used interchangeably. Every fucking Christmas movie uses Hall of the Mountain King, and because of that, like all those songs are just they're kind of ruined because like they're packed in with so many cultural associations that you will never be able to experience them as they were kind of meant to be expressed. And maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. It's a good thing or a bad thing, just depending on your perspective. But anyway, the Village People, though, when this controversy showed up, they were like, they made a very, very, I thought, reasonable. But it's like they're not a fucking active group. Like it's funny that this is like a thing. Like I don't know. It's just this fucking copyright shit. Like I wish that I don't know. It's just like weird. Like every single music group has like an immortal community managed following of things and like has to do this diplomacy. Like can you imagine you're a member of the Village People, right? And like you do this band and you're like a hit for however many years and like 30 fucking years later like some pink-haired retard is like saying, hey, you need to stop Trump from playing YMCA. And now you have to like write this fucking paragraph and you have to like be sensitive. Otherwise it'll like hurt your money or something. I don't know. Just seems stupid. God, they're so gay. Jesus. Just all these pictures of them. I don't know anything about them really. So they're gay and they wear like weird costumes. And I don't understand. I don't get the costume thing. It's like they're jobs or is it like it just comes off as gay fetish gear? I don't get it. Like I've never gotten it. I just have never really looked into it. But anyway, they said we have received numerous requests demanding that we prevent or ban President Donald Trump's use of our songs, particularly YMCA and Macho Man. With the latest use of Macho Man in India, we are being inundated and can no longer remain silent. Since our music is not being used for a specific endorsement, the president's use is perfectly legal. Now, that actually is interesting language because, like, in a colloquial sense, I feel like isn't the endorsement like Trump and his campaign, right? Like, does that not count as an endorsement? Right? Like, I don't know what to say about that. It seems a little strange, but I think they clarified a little later on. Let's see. They say, he has remained respectful in his use of our songs and has not crossed the line. If he or any other candidate were to use any of our songs in a manner that would suggest our endorsement or in a promotional advertisement, that would cross the line. So that's what they mean. When they say specific endorsement, they mean that it's their endorsement of Trump or that it's advertising a product. And I think it's kind of an interesting distinction. Just because I kind of see like money and markets as kind of a fluid of like being free person that like it's weird that it's just like as soon as money's involved, like all the rules change. But I think that's fair. I think it's fair to be like, yeah, I have this music out there, but like don't trick people into thinking that because you're playing our music that we're gonna support you. Like that's not the point of our music. And don't like use it in an advertisement to try to get money, which honestly, I think that should be fair game. Like, I think that's like retarded. I think that's bullshit. And frankly, even if he was using it to suggest an endorsement, hey, like endorse anyone for president. We're not like a politically active thing, right? Maybe individual members want to, as individuals, make endorsements if that's, their fucking jam. But yeah, so I think the rule is kind of weird in general. But anyway. Like millions of Village People fans worldwide, the president and his supporters have shown a genuine like for our music. Our music is all-inclusive, and certainly everyone is entitled to do the YMCA dance regardless of their political affiliation. Having said that, we his use as we prefer our music be kept out of politics. And that statement is actually quite smart because to say we don't endorse his use, it sounds quite harsh, but it's technically neutral. So I thought that was a very reasonable and smart statement, and refreshing to see a group of people, like hold a line that was very logical and made a lot of sense. So I don't know. That was just some good wholesome news. What else happened today? So yeah, spend any money. Besides, I spent some money on video games so that I could bear like not spending a lot of money. And it turns out my shitty new computer, it can play Final Fantasy 15. So I can finally play Final Fantasy 15. I bought it like over a year ago, and this laptop just like almost like burst into flames. It just could not handle it, even on like the lowest settings. But my new laptop, which is like a shitty little Dell, it's like not a good laptop, but it's technically new. It can play Final Fantasy 15. I have it on all the lowest settings. I have it on a very low resolution, but it is full screen. It only crashed one time. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm pretty confident I'll be able to enjoy this game under those circumstances. Yeah, I'm not a fan of how actiony they made it though. I think it's like I think one reason everybody loved Octopath Traveler so much was that it was like a turn-based RPG, right? That had like interesting, engaging battle. It's really hard to do both of those things because like it's hard to create like a final boss that's ludicrously difficult when like just put down the controller at any moment and like go for a walk and just leave the game sitting there, and it has like absolutely no repercussion because like literally it will wait for your turn and you can like sit there and think as long as you want anytime you want, right? And like the idea that a game is like has difficulty and nuance and is still fun to play even though you're technically allowed and able to do that is like different. Like there's absolutely no skill element and it didn't need it. Whereas I think like newer games, they're kind of relying on this like ADD button mashing, lights flashing, run around kind of shit, which I don't know. I like after playing Final Fantasy 9, I'm a little more sympathetic because Final Fantasy 9 is like so like gruesomely slow. Terrible cutscenes, which means that if you happen to fucking die, you have to like rewatch unskippable cutscenes. And then in 10.2, it's even worse because the scenes will be skippable, but you need to watch them to get your percentage. So you're even though you're able to skip them, like you'll know that you can't, which is like psychologically so much more punishing than ones that you just like know you can't skip. But anyway, I like the style and everything they've done with 15 so far. I'm not super far into it. It is surprisingly difficult for me because I'm not a big actiony person, and I think I'm playing it on a pretty low frame rate and graphics settings, and I think that might make it a little bit like harder to kind of like respond in time with all of the shit. But I don't know. It's not regarded as a highly difficult game, so I'm sure it's just kind of difficult when you start it before you like know where all the buttons are. Like I'm using an Xbox controller, and I don't. If it says B on the screen, I don't quite have that intuitive memory to know like which one is B because I'm so used to the PlayStation setup. Anyway, let's see. So that was that stupid Village People article. What else did I find? This was something I mentioned. I found it after the stream, but I was talking to Jay Willie and Fleegan about it. Let me see. It was about this movie that came out. What did they call it? Okay, so sorry, I need to get this new tab displayed. So if I go to StreamYard, I click share screen, and then I can just choose a tab. Yeah, like it's easier to share individual quick. It's actually kind of like out of the box, ready made, like a lot simpler to use. But I think OBS has more potential overall. Yeah, there we go. So this was walkouts at screening of new movie featuring a 10-year-old girl playing sex robot. And I'm not going to read the whole thing, but so there was a sci-fi movie. And the plot is that this man has a daughter. She like mysteriously died or disappeared or whatever 10 years ago, and then he gets a robot to replace her. Which that's basically the plot of AI, right? Like, so starting off, it's like, okay, that could be like a good wholesome plot. Oh no, it turns out he's fucking it. And people were they were like, no. And so they, as soon as, and it apparently it includes CGI nude scenes as well, which like, so I was considering like finding this movie just to see if like there was actually, if it was actually as bad as it said it was. But as soon as I read that it includes like CGI nude scenes involving like a 10-year-old, I'm like, I'd prefer not to. No. Like if it's the sort of thing where it's like maybe it's implied and people are reading too much into it, like I wanted to investigate and like see if it was just people kind of freaking out over it, because I know it's unpopular to say, but I do think that people like are not careful enough with like accusations about like pedophilia advocacy. Like I think that people they about it, which is understandable, and then they lose their goddamn minds. Which again, I like it. That's, you know, that I get that makes sense. But because of that phenomenon, it is worth like being really careful about these kinds of accusations. But yeah, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what else happened in it. So I guess, yeah, and I guess they were trying to say like that there are concerns about the girl involved in the movie, right? If like that crosses a line, which I think is kind of arguable, right? Because they're making like CGI that's designed to like replicate, to look like it's her, you know. But yeah, I just thought that was this article and this happening was just like too interesting to not comment on. Yeah, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but people are saying, "Oh, this is horrible," whatever. What was the movie called? The Trouble with Being Born. That's what it's called. Oh, that's right. When I first saw this article, the person who posted it was very, very clear to say, "Hey, this is a female director." Which, you know, I guess if you want to read into that, Austrian Sandra Wollner. So this was at Berlinale 2020. I guess it's an independent film festival. So that's an interesting thing. Pedophilia. Yeah, okay, so I've sent you guys a link to this. Let me know if it's like weird to hop on or whatever. I don't know if it's, I can't imagine it's difficult. I feel like it's probably easier than whatever. Hangouts. This is another article I found. What else? Actually, before I get into that, I want to talk about this new YouTube channel that I found. So I found a channel called Elena Anushka Toys. She has 8 subscribers. I am the 8th subscriber. And let me see. And she makes these like crochet toys, and like they're really cool. They're really they're really impressive. Like I like them a lot. Okay, so that was the screen, and then I can hit stop screen, and then I can share a new screen. I hate that I can't like a bunch of tabs ready and then show them. You have to like choose one at a time, but here it is. If I just got faster at clicking, if I actually used a mouse, that might help. Okay, so yeah, this is her channel, and it's crazy. Her first video was July 19th, 2017, and it has just under 2,000 views. So this is, you know, this is like about, well, technically the most viewed video on my channel is one that I think I unlisted it just because it's not really like relevant to the rest of my channel. It was just like I was listening to a stream that Medicare was on where he was making fun of like 13 Reasons Why or whatever. and it was really really funny. So I just clipped out that like 90-second bit of it, and it got like 14,000 views or something. And it's like my most liked and viewed video, and I'm just like, oh great, like it's not even anything I made. It's just like I thought it was funny. So I decided to unlist it just because it's not really like relevant to the channel overall. But if you haven't seen that, I'll send you the link. It's very very funny. But anyway, her channel, Elena Anushka Choi. So this one video has like 2,000 views, but she only has 8 subscribers. And then just one fucker commenting, like, "Can I have it? Like, I want it for free. How do you make it?" I don't know. And it's like she has like a business, but she doesn't link it in her thing here. But she put like the links up here if you want to like actually type them. But no. What caught my attention is she made one of Wallet. See, is this still? I switched links. Is it still up? Yeah. Okay, good. Oh, I can just stay in this tab and then it works. Okay. All right. Yeah, but if you've seen the show, it's an HBO show, and it's very very funny. And there was an episode in one of the more recent seasons that had this like funny, wholesome like Russian communist like bird that was like the main hero, and he was like super nice. And like he's like super cute and super nice, and like it's so over the top that you just fall in love with him. Like he lives in a gumball machine. He lives in a gumball machine, and he doesn't talk. He just like he does little dances, and he sorts books at the orphanage in exchange for breadcrumbs. But at the beginning of the episode, he refuses the breadcrumbs so that the orphans can eat that day, can eat the breadcrumbs. It's just like that kind of tier thing. And I was like I love Wallet. I was like, can I find like some clips of Wallet, because I wanted to see that right now. And this is all you can find is this woman made this crochet bird, and it's super impressive. This is like mixed material shit. Like, look at this. She made all this. She has this little buckle on here and like this texture on his pants and his hat. And like, look at how like the folding over on the beak with the tongue and everything. And she got the eyes, and like, it's so good. Like, look at that. Like, this attention to detail. This is extraordinary. Like, and it's the right shape too. That's Wallet. That's exactly him. She did such a good job. And I'm sitting here like, 8 subscribers. The fuck? What? So shout out to her. If you want a Russian lady who makes crochet toys, this is just very wholesome. Very wholesome. Made me happy. Yeah. Wallet. Is this how long I've been live? Only like maybe half an hour, but I feel like I have talked about quite a number of things. Okay, so that's this. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, I had this Joe Biden article, which is quite funny. Let's see. Instead of link and then go, haha. Did that work? Yes, it did. Okay, good. All right. We're leveling up our skills. We're learning shit. Mute that. Fuck you. This was just a funny article. I feel like the headline is the article. Joe Biden says he'd want Michelle Obama to be his running mate. Let's see. I sure would like Michelle to be the vice president. Campaign stop in Iowa. I've read ahead to yeah, I would, but I don't think he'd do it. He'd be a great Supreme Court justice. Like, when I first was reading this, I thought, is he still talking about Michelle? He's talking about former President Obama being a Supreme Court justice, which is like, what a basic bitch thing to say. Like, oh, any former president can just be a Supreme Court justice. Like, what fucking qualification does Obama have? He's like, he studied constitutional law, but he's not like a practicing lawyer or anything. You have to like be a fucking judge. That's like the point. Like, it's like the argument that Ben Shapiro should be on the Supreme Court was stronger than for Barack Obama. Okay, so yeah, it just says they're both incredibly qualified and decent. The pairing would be a first in American politics ticket that includes a former first lady in the VP slot. I mean, it's the first man. It's the first gentleman. This isn't the first time Biden has mentioned the idea of the former first lady being his running mate or the former president being on the Supreme Court. So I think there's a couple of ways to look at this. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not sure whether or not it's a serious idea, because what I'm thinking is if the DNC is trying to get Hillary Clinton in, right, then what they need is they need like Biden to be as successful as possible for as long as possible in order to kind of take out all the others, right? Especially Bernie. But then they need like something to happen to Biden, or like for some reason he needs to step down such that Hillary can then, be asked, right, to then come in and do it. And I feel like anybody who supports Biden is going to have absolutely no problem supporting Clinton. So I think that was like kind of the idea. I'm not exactly sure how the whole brokered convention thing works, but I just know that like Hillary Clinton can just murder anybody who gets in her way. So like I don't like just the idea that it can be Hillary Clinton doesn't like it's never been that surprising to me. So I'm still on team H.A. Goodman saying it's going to be Hillary Clinton. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so from that perspective, that means that Biden should say whoever his VP is going to be. He should make the statements like for optical reasons. And this is the reason it's good optics would be the same reason it could actually technically be a good choice, because you have old white guy, and that's, one of his biggest issues. And then you have, younger black woman, right? And it checks all the boxes. It checks all the diversity boxes. Now, my theory was that eventually Michelle Obama would be put forth as a presidential candidate, but she would never do that until after she comes out as trans. And she can't do that until enough time has passed that people aren't going to freak out over it. Like we need a little bit of that 50 years ago fallacy to kick in. We need to go a little bit further so that they can say, oh, well, you don't remember what things were like in 2008. In 2008, there was so much hate against transsexuals and against gays. And then they elected Trump and things only got worse. And it wasn't until, a couple of decades later that Michelle Obama and Barack Obama were comfortable to come out and be honest about this. And frankly, what difference does it make? What difference does it make that they've been lying to you this entire time and denying it, right? That shouldn't have been your business anyway. And the only reason they had to create this facade of Michelle being a woman and not being out as formerly trans, and Barack Obama not being gay, would have been because then he'd have been a black gay man, and you're all a bunch of bigots, right? Something like to that. Like I can see them spinning that narrative. But I just think eventually, like Michelle Obama is a man. Her name is Michael. It's gonna come out, and I mean, shit. Like, is she just gonna take that to the grave? Right? Is that the plan, to be like secret tranny your entire life? I feel like that would be like that's like it's just not gonna happen. Like eventually, it's just gonna get undeniable. They already can't containing it. The truth is just bulging out all over. Like it's just you can't fucking deny it at this point. That's why they murdered Joan Rivers. I mean, let's be real. So anyway, that was just an interesting concept. Like this whole election is hilarious. Like it's just a big fucking cartoon. I only vaguely kind of followed Super Tuesday. I didn't really look closely at a lot of the results. Apparently the takeaway was Joe Biden had some crazy resurgence. And essentially like Bernie is, supposedly if Elizabeth Warren drops out, then Bernie should be getting support from former Warren supporters. But then of course if Bloomberg drops out, those should go to Biden. And it's primary Bernie thing. Seems very obvious the Democrats are not going to allow Bernie Sanders to lead the party. So they'll stop him at all costs. It doesn't matter. And he's demonstrated that he can just be walked all over. So it's not terribly surprising. Let's see. So we have that. Did I find any other articles? I spent a lot of time yesterday in this Facebook group called You Can't Just Put Things on a Plate and Call It Food. And at first I really regretted joining the group because then the Facebook feed was just full of like the most disgusting food. And a lot of it was very like intentionally disgusting. But then I'd occasionally see like funny gems on it. Here, like let's look at like this one, for example. Let's see. Is this I paste and then where's my enter key? I can't see my keyboard, so I like can't fucking type. So I posted my dinner, which was I chopped up what I thought was a zucchini. It's actually a cucumber. I looked at some pictures and realized I'm retarded, but like it's hard to tell the difference sometimes. But it definitely tasted more like a cucumber. But anyway, chopped up the whole cucumber, added some eggs, and this is Thai hot and spicy sauce. It's delicious. It's it's a very good sauce. It's not very spicy. It's got peppers all over it, but it's really really not very spicy at all. It's just like a slightly spicier like sweet and sour sauce. And I wish they'd sell it in the proper little tubs instead of just these shitty little ketchup packets, but you know, make do. But I stocked up on these because anytime you cook something awful, you can just add McDonald's sauce to it and then it'll fix it. And it looks when you put eggs in a steamer, it kind of turns into scrambled eggs. So I just kind of mixed it all around with some of this, and it was okay. I added a little bit of I have like the sweet soy sauce too, just so it wasn't totally bland. It probably needed some salt and pepper or something, which I have. I don't know why I'm not using it, but it wasn't very good. I just kind of anacondaed the whole thing, but that's okay because now I can eat food that's much more delicious. I have like a lot of canned soup. I have some Spam, which is amazing. Spam is delicious. If you hate Spam, fucking dislike and go away. Got my face if you don't like Spam. This is a pro Spam zone. So I'm looking forward to eating that, but I probably have to, break my rule. Like some vegetables or a banana or something. I have some Metamucil, which that covers the fiber. I'm kind of avoiding carbs just because I generally don't have a lot of foods that are high in carbs because I try to avoid them. I'm thinking I should probably eat them though, because if you go too far or too deep into the ketosis, it can make you kind of sick, and I don't want or suspicious. But anyway, it was okay. But there's a lot of gems in this group. I made this and I didn't intend on it being bad, but when it turned out, I was like, this reminds me of the group I've been on all day. Like, maybe I should join a group that posts like good food, and then that way, if I make things, it turns out good. Like, what is this? This is, let's see. Anybody feeling adventurous? Want a crazy new thing to try? Here's something to put on your next shopping list: a chicken egg roll in a hot dog bun with peanut butter and sriracha. I did dream this up and ate it. It was fabulous. Okay, this is it's a man. I thought it had to be a pregnant woman. That's absolute pure like pregnant woman food. I don't know. I actually I might eat this. So that's a chicken egg roll. And then sriracha. The hot dog bun, that's whatever. I mean, the hot dog bun is probably the grossest part just because it's just nothing but sugar. It's too sweet. But if you think about it, you got like kind of a savory peanut butter, some spicy sriracha, the sweet hot dog bun. I might put peanut butter on a spring roll and see how that tastes. This one actually doesn't offend me that much, but this is kind of the gist of the group. It's quite fun. What is this fucker doing? Oh, no, that's an angry react. That's nope. Ugh. And his fucking smile too. Oh man. All right, let's see the next one. This one looks really bad. Let's see. What is this? Wait. This is a pizza. So that's just like pure, unbroken slices of meat. This isn't that bad, but what are these? Are those onions? I think it really hinges on what is this white stuff on top. Yeah, I got China Man. Oh, sorry, Korea Man. Korea Man in the chat too. Yeah, that's basically my life, just chilling playing video games all day long. I suppose I could actually try and stream playing video games, but I'm not good at playing video games. I only play fucking like Final Fantasy games, and I don't play them well. I'm not one of these like retarded speedrunner people. Like I hate that shit. Is that cheese? Oh, you're right. That is cheese. Okay. See, the thing is I almost didn't notice that there was like not enough cheese on it until they add a little. I don't know. This is maybe okay. I might eat this, but not sure why there's not more cheese on it. It's actually I find that to be a problem in Asia in general. If I try to get any pizzas here, typically they're a little light on the cheese, and I think it's because the Asians tend to be like more lactose intolerant, so they can't do that. I can though. Cheese is the bottom of my fucking food pyramid. What is this? Ah, it's a rat. Ew. Oh my god, that scared me. I gotta hate rats. They're like my least favorite animal. They're so gross. Ew. I mean, I get that they're cute. They're kind of cute because they have little hands, but there's just something about them. I just have this visceral. Oh, this is like it's like Ratatouille IRL. Why? How does this happen? God. I need to keep going. This person's funny. They just ignore the rat. I like them. Let's see. Today's burrito: bologna, Parmesan cheese, spaghetti with vodka sauce and meatballs, TGI Fridays, potato skins, snacks, and Tabasco. Wait, is this even bad? Okay, bologna, Parmesan cheese, spaghetti, and vodka sauce. Doesn't that just mean that's like a tomatoey sauce, right? That's not actually like vodka. Even if it were, I wouldn't give a shit. Vodka's fine. I don't care. Just dip it in some car cop. Fuck it. Meatballs. This is fine. Like, why? Yeah, this isn't even bad. I don't think that's even bad. Sometimes people post things and I don't even think it's bad. Muskrat barbecue. If you told me it was chicken and I was drunk enough, I probably wouldn't notice. It'd be fine. No, some people say it's good. I mean, sometimes like non-traditional animals to eat can be really good. Like I ate I ate swan meat one time. In fact, I ate swan meat in China the same day. Like I had gone to the zoo earlier that day and saw swans in the zoo. And then my friend's like, hey, my parents wanted to make us food. And I was like, okay. And they served us like swan. And I was like, this is funny because we were just looking at swans in the zoo and now we're eating them. Swan is delicious though. Swan and duck. Duck is so good. Duck is very, very, very underrated. One of my favorite things about Asia is you basically can't find turkey. Like turkey's not a thing here. Instead, it's duck. And duck is basically like you take everything that sucks about turkey, which is like it's dry. It's not as bland as like chicken, right? But then with duck, it's like intensely flavorful. It's like a pork like flavorful in texture. Hey, it looks like Mr. Merchant has shown up. If I click, all right, you should be in now.
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I still can't hear you. I think that we're having the same issue with the microphone that we had with Hangouts last time.
Hold on.
So, Mr. Merchant, can you hear me? You should send me a message on either in the chat or on Discord. Yeah, and Jay Willie, I sent you guys the link because that means you're like welcome to hop on. It just started off with me because I wasn't sure what I was doing. I was kind of playing it by ear. Oh wait, there's a can't
Hello?
unmute your guest because they chose to mute themselves. So it says you're muted. Okay, now you should be unmuted.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, you're lighting up, but I'm not hearing it. I don't know why. Let me see. I can kick you from the studio or I can ban you. Wow, that's intense. Okay, we'll add. Oh, Jay Willie was in here and now you're gone. I don't know. Well, the funny part is, as kind of like janky as this stream is going, I'm doing better than yesterday, where I had my fucking 10 minutes of being mute. It doesn't work to join. Interesting. I figured we'd have some kind of issue trying out this new thing. Maybe if I click on this, because there are these little icons down here that show like pictographs of how many people you can show. They said I can have up to 5 people. I wonder if it's 5 things, including people. But I don't know. Maybe try again. Maybe just try and hop in again now that I took the shit off the screen.
Okay, I'll try again.
But yeah, this I love like what really become like a really awesome website, because now like the internet's gotten so weird that like everybody's just shit posting on their main and joining groups like so I have you can't just put things on a plate. That child didn't say that. Vegan dehydrated bananas, like just like fun, like stupid retarded shit all the time. The Tim Pool party boat, you know. Oh, now I'm alone again. Now I'm alone with no gimmicks. Uh oh, how naked. Let's see. I should probably close Facebook because it's a problem. Just fucking losing my brain. What else happened? Oh, I have messages to approve. I should be focusing because that's where I messages. America, fine, I get fucked. America just saying, nah, COVID ain't shit. Gotta get fucked. Honestly, I think you might be kind of right about that, because when I go outside and I see like virtually literally every single person wearing a mask, I can't imagine Americans doing it. I just too many Americans are just gonna be like me and just be like, nah, fuck it, I don't care. Like it's our mentality. We're just gonna say it's not gonna happen to me, and we don't care, and like that's why we're all fat and we die early, because like we're not like the Asians. Like the Asians can put together a collective social effort of like shaming, and can enforce that to such a degree that honestly maybe it is a Chinese bioweapon. Maybe they just knew. They're like, yeah, we'll just start it in China so that nobody will think we did this on purpose, and we just, we'll just make some death camps and kill anybody who got it infected early enough, and then we'll be purged of it, and then it'll spread throughout the world, and then we'll take out all the other Asians, because the Asians all hate each other, right? So so now Korea and Japan have it. And now actually the infection rates in America are almost worse than in Hong Kong. So people were giving me shit. They're telling me, hey, are you sure you want to go back there? Are you sure you want to go back to Hong Kong? You might die. It's going to be worse there. And it's like, I don't know. It looks like maybe you guys should come over here. Maybe I'm safer here. Of course, I'm always trying to twist people's arms into like coming to visit me, because it's cool over here, and I like the things here, but I don't really have many like IRL friends. But then they people can kind of see right through it. They're like, oh, you're just like you literally don't care if I get murdered by retarded rioting democracy cucks. Like, all right, so Jay, well, you're in here now. Oh wait, to like add to stream. Okay, so I have you guys in here. I don't know why you're not. Yeah, I can't hear you. I don't know why.
Can you hear me?
I don't get it. It doesn't say you're muted. It might be your settings. Maybe your default settings don't have whatever your microphone is. Mine by default had my Yeti on it. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
Like, I'm not mute. Like, I can hear the other guy. I can hear you.
Yeah, I'd say probably just look at the settings for cam/mic and see if that has anything to do with it. But yeah, this was kind of just an experiment to try something a little different. I like how StreamYard, like out of the box, it looks really nice, and it's a little easier to set up on my end. I don't have to use both Hangouts and OBS and then link it to the YouTube. It just kind of does it all for me. But I think that if you actually put a little effort into OBS, then OBS is actually better, just because you have more power. They aren't testing enough to know how bad it is in the US, and the Chinese numbers are probably pretty fake. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Well, the other thing too, though, is like the numbers in Korea, like convert for the converse reason, are going to be more kind of inflated just because they're tracking it all so closely because of that flight. Which, funny story, I was supposed to take Korean Air back home, back to Hong Kong, and then literally like 2 days before the flight, they're like, no, one of our flight attendants is sick with it, and we have to stop all of our flights and sanitize everything. So I'm supposed to get a refund. I think I had to cancel like all the flights and get it all refunded, which with airlines, it's really weird and slow, and I have to wait for that money to arrive to compare and see how much they actually ganked from me, because I highly doubt they're going to give me a full refund, because they're going to be like, oh, we can't services, and there's like 17 of them per flight because we live in a fucking communist hellhole called Earth. Why do I have the hardest life? Why do I have the hardest life? Yeah, I don't know why you guys are silent.
I'm trying to.
Like, there's a bunch of hieroglyphics here. Ooh, I have a private chat. Yeah, this Mr. Rich saying he can hear me. Yeah, anyway, everybody can hear me because you're responding to what I'm saying. I don't know why you guys are silent. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I could switch over to Hangouts because we know that works.
Can you guys hear me?
But
I hear you.
Okay, I have my micro.
Did I have anything else?
So that's why you probably hear me better.
Yeah.
Look, mine. I used to check if my worked. It said it worked.
What am I looking for? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to my little library to see what else was put in here. Doris the Worst put this. Looks like a sound. He has a song. Throat fuck. Brutalize your throat. This is only 2 minutes. I'm gonna listen to this. Because Doris the Worst, he is a friend of the channel. He was a very fun guest too when we had him on Gaytriarchy last year. He makes fun content too. I like that he's like out in the world confronting people, and he catches some pretty golden moments. Let's see. Okay, so I need to add the share screen for the tab for this, and yes, audio.
Brutalize your throat. 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 Brutalize your throat.
I like this.
Brutalize your throat, bitch. Got to brutalize your throat. Got to brutalize your throat. Brutalize your throat, bitch. Got to brutalize your throat.
All right. Wait, is that? This is a new song. Okay, so SoundCloud autoplays. It turns out I never used SoundCloud, so I never knew. I thought that was okay. It's a little top heavy. I think maybe some fatter bass would really round it out. But there, I kind of like. Yeah, I don't know why the other people are silent. So it's me and random silent people. I really doubt it's on my end though, because it. Let's see, solo layout. Oh, that's a thing I can click.
Well,
having
for
issues.
me,
I
it's
guess I
just
can
that
click on the having issues. I don't know how confident I am in like they're on the spot troubleshooting. Okay. Well, the next thing I wanted to talk about. This is actually. It shouldn't be funny, but it's really fucking funny. Okay, so I share screen, get a tab, bam. Yeah, let's share the audio because there is a video with this one. We do have a video. There's not even an article here. This is like the shittiest website. Thugs in San Fran loot cosmetic store after no arrest policy. I love it.
wow.
So they're like, hey, let's have a new policy. We're not going to arrest people. It's like, okay. It's like, what could possibly go wrong? Oh, God. And the picture is amazing. Wait, where's the picture? I had the picture on. I have to go to Twitter. Go to fucking Twitter to find the picture. This website sucks. I love how like all this is in this article is they're like, okay, so in San Francisco, theft is a misdemeanor if it's under $950, which seems so like shit. I mean, stealing $950 worth of stuff in like a real physical store. Have any of you like paid that much in a real physical store? I mean, maybe for like a car repair, you might pay like a lot of money. Maybe for like a computer. That's like all I can think. Like, but like a cosmetic store, the idea that you steal like $900 fucking worth of makeup, and then it's a misdemeanor, and it's like, shit. Okay, so they quote Ian Miles Chung saying San Francisco's no arrest policy has anarchic results, which of course that triggers me because that's not anarchy. It's the opposite. That's right. So it's the government takes over this service and the one's allowed to enforce the law and to arrest people and to like provide this kind of security. Right. And they create a barrier. They say, you're not allowed to do this. Only we can do this. And then they make a fucking rule that says we're not going to do our job. And then people call it anarchy. And it's like, why this? And it's like, that's why like libertarians and anarchists can be like such cunts to people, because like we have to constantly deal with retards who use the word anarchy wrong. I guess, is that harsh? I don't know, maybe that's a little harsh, but here we go. I have the link that has the actual picture, because the picture's really, this is the video, but when you post the link, it shows like a thumbnail of like just this store in rooms.
Please leave the car.
Just like, please leave. Like, stop. Come on. Call the police. It's like, what? They're not going to do anything. I love it. They're like, there's like no urgency even to it. They're just like, we're taking this. Fuck you.
Please leave the car.
Please leave. Stop. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I don't know. I just think it's so funny. Please leave. Stop. I beg of you. It pisses me off so much that you can't just like fucking like beat people up or fucking kill them. I honestly, it's just like if you're fucking robbing a store like that blatantly and you got shot in the head over it, I would not feel bad. I would like 0%. Is that insane? Is that draconian? I don't think so. It's not like you fucking like are a shoplifter on accident. You know what I mean? Like you know very clearly what you're doing. I guess why should you live? Like People, there are so many decent people in the world. Like, why do we have to deal with fucking thieves? I don't know. Is that
Yeah,
is
this
that
is
too
why
fire
I
and
advocate for
brimstone?
private security.
Seriously, like kill the bitch. Like, okay, there was a horror movie. Oh, what was it called? Um, the premise of the horror movie was there is this veteran, right? And he's like supposedly like he's an old guy, can't like hear or see very well. He just lives alone in his house, and apparently he has a bunch of cash like stashed away, right? And the protagonists are just this group of people who are a bunch of pieces of shit. They're just piece of shit people who can't do anything but steal, and they're all a bunch of cunts. And they figure, okay, we'll break into this old guy's house, we'll steal all of his money. This will be the last time we steal money, and then we'll be good, right? That's the setup. And it turns out this veteran is like a goddamn psychopath, and he like traps them in his property and like murders and he this is kind of spoilerific, but it's kind of a shitty movie. But like, I don't know, I was like totally rooting for the bad guy the entire time. I was like, hell yeah. It got a little weird when he had like his semen, like he had like frozen semen that he would like thaw, and then he was using it to artificially inseminate one of the women because I think like he had been like attacked or something. Or what was it? Or no. There was a that's right. They found a woman chained up inside his room, and he was like using her to incubate, like to have a child, and like they tried to liberate her, and I think she ends up dying, and because of that, he kidnaps one of the women to like do it all over again or something. So maybe he wasn't like that. Like maybe that aspect of it is a little extreme. Because I feel like without that, like just be like kill these thieves, fuck them. Or like that story about the thieves who like broke into a guy's house, and it turns out the guy who owned the house was like a gay rapist who had recently been allowed out. So the guy just like kidnapped these thieves and just like raped them for days and days and days. And I get that that's not exactly like a proportionate like punishment, right? I guess I don't know if I'd call that like justice, but I'm not gonna say I feel bad for them because they were stealing. They were breaking into someone's house. And like all these like this like whole like castle doctrine thing. Like I kind of like this idea that yeah, someone breaks into your fucking house, you can fucking murder them. Like why is this even a question? I guess the reason it's a question is like, did they actually break in, right? Because then in theory you could like kidnap someone, take them to your house, and then say they broke in, right? Like I think that's the only rationale I see for cracking down on that. But like in a case where it's like they obviously fucking broke in, I'm just like they're okay, then they're subhuman scum, and like let them fucking die or get murdered or tortured or whatever. I don't fucking give a shit. Or like the Saw movies. Like every single victim in a Saw movie, like the theme is that they're all like just awful piece of shit people that are being punished and taught a lesson, right? Um, I mean, in Saw, it's a little bit thinner because it's necessary that they did anything unethical. It's that they did something immoral. They did something that's like aesthetically not pleasing, as opposed to like actually hurting someone. But I think there's a kind of a mixed bag with Saw. Those movies are kind of shitty though. I think that maybe the first kind of okay, third one was garbage. I don't think I even saw the fourth one. And then I saw like I think it was Saw 7 was like the most recent one. Anyway. Ooh, this is a spicy new tweet from Molyneux. Let's check out this. Please, everyone. I know Bloomberg is not very likable, but stop with the height jokes. It's not his fault, and it really hurts shorter men. Would you make endless jokes about the color of his skin? Of course not. I don't know. Come on, Molyneux. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Like we should be a little bit nicer. I guess that's a good reminder. Okay. Man, with this stream, I kind of keep flip-flopping between like wholesome things and like insane advocations of retributive justice and violence. Okay, what else was going on? I think that was all I mean, if I go through the line, what else did I have in here? Oh, that's right. I remember a long time ago. I was trying to find either like a PDF I can download or like some videos of these like drag queen story hour books. And I was on SciTube and somebody actually put one on, and I was like, oh my god, I finally get to see one. And then everybody skip voted it because garbage, which is fair. I understand why you wouldn't want to see that, but like I think it's so interesting because I like children's books. I think children's books are a really cool medium, and there's actually a lot that goes into it, and it's quite interesting. So I wanted to see like what are these SJWs doing with children's books. So let's see which one was it. I just got to remember the name, the title of it. It was fuck, what was it? Like children's story book. Was it the body positivity one? Positivity. What was it called? Okay, this is Dwarf's sister. This is what he put in there. But I don't think the actual book is in there. That's what I want. How to be comfortable in your own feathers, body image, and self-positivity story. For this might actually just be wholesome. But I'm looking for. Oh God, I wish I could find it. What was it called? Oh, is this it? No. Sorry, my brain is completely shut off. You know how you're like trying to remember something at the tip of your tongue and it's not there, and you're just like. It was one I had heard of. It was one like I had heard it because it was in an article or something. What did they call it? What did they call it? I'm not gonna find it this way, I don't think. Shit, now I'm pissed off that they skip voted it without me noting what it was. Okay, let me think. It was called I don't know. It had like some really generic and forgettable name, like my name is whatever, or my aunt whatever, or something. Fuck. Oh well. Man, that would have been a cool thing to comment on, but I guess I'll try to remember what it eventually. Wow, Doris has been posting a lot in the library. Okay. Ooh, okay, here's another one. I forgot I found this. Lesbian politician taking Queen stores morally superior to buying them GTA 5. Let's see. What else do we have? Okay, and then I'm getting back into stuff that I think I've already covered. Okay. All right, so this will be a shorter stream. We know that for some reason there's like a mysterious sound issue of trying to have guests on StreamYard. I'll do it if we figure out what the deal is. But the last thing I want to cover was this article about these lesbians, because it's a theme. It's a channel theme. LQ shit. As I've stated before, felt that we really did not do the lesbian question justice. So it's an eternal white whale. We're always looking for evidence to promote the theory that perhaps lesbians, everything. They're trying to bully all women into being lesbians. They want to kill all the men, etc. Right? They want to destroy society and everything. Well, here's another little story, another little anecdote to add to our collection. Lesbian politician says taking kids to drag queen story hour is morally superior to buying them GTA 5. Which is GTA 5? Is that even the new one? Like, that feels like old news. When the fuck did GTA 5 come out? Sorry, I don't play Grand Theft Auto. I've seen it. It's a funny. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5 was from 2013. Have they even made new Grand Theft Autos? When was the last time there was a fucking Grand Theft Auto? I'm curious. I mean, it goes without saying, like, the overwhelming majority of people who play Grand Theft Auto aren't interested in, like, actually person are in stealing it and running people over. And if they are interested in that, then, like, of course they'll like the game, right? I mean, but they'll probably prefer the real thing. Oh yeah, so there hasn't been a GTA game in 7 years. Wow, that's crazy. That did, like, Grand Theft Auto just, like, quietly kind of died. Thompson had, like, a proper lawsuit regarding them. God, fuck that guy. Oh, and it looks like the sales for GTA 5, I think, were no, that's pretty. 100 million is about, I think, what they usually. That's one of the good ones. I don't know. Anyway, she blames GTA 5 because she's stuck in a fucking time bubble. That's a Scottish member of Parliament and LGBT campaigner made a tweet suggesting that parents who buy their children violent video games are worse for their young children than drag queens whose social media pages contain highly sexually explicit content. This is written weirdly. Like the parents are worse than the drag queens? Is that really how she worded it? Miss Black and an X-rated transgender performer by the stage name Flowjob, who read a story to children aged 4 to 5, visited the Glencote Primary School in Paisley, causing a stir among parents. Okay, if you want to be an X-rated degenerate, like, tranny stripper named Flowjob for adults, great, more power to you. There are places for that. Places that are, like, open at night and, like, very obviously gay and very clearly marked, right? Where you can go and that can be a thing and it's nice and separate and there you go, right? But, like, you're gonna go do your drag queen story hour thing and you're too fucking lazy to change your identity from Flowjob to something else. Like, I get that it's gonna go over the kids' heads, right? But, like, that's not. Like, no. Oh my god. Like, I'm pretty sure some of the other drag queen stories, like, if there's any true believers among them who think, like, no, I'm actually just doing this for the kids and I'm actually, like, really child appropriate and I just want to express myself. Like, if there actually are a couple of, like, true believers among them, they should be condemning this wholeheartedly because that's, like, insane. The reading was criticized as inappropriate, outrageous, and disgusting by parents who weren't informed about the drag queen's performance until after the reading. Well, yeah, but they took it to a queen's story hour, so they kind of got what they bargained for. Like, you should kind of be expecting this if you've been following the news at all. Following the backlash, Miss Black took to Twitter to denounce the homophobia of naysayers, implying that purchasing children violent video games was as bad, if not worse, than the drag queen story hour, read by a performer whose social media contains pictures of her simulating oral sex on a dildo, among other lewd images. She wrote, "You just know that the people pretending to be livid that a drag queen read a book in a school in my mentions are also the people who run out to buy their kids the latest Grand Theft Auto on release day. Your homophobia is transparent." Like, this is like beyond parody. And of course, what I said regarding so-called wholesome drag queens would have homosexual, right? Like, the idea that she's going to bludgeon people with this accusation of homophobia when she's defending something that really shouldn't be associated with like, we prefer that association, well, I mean, not exist, right? But I guess it's a tough battle because you're always as shitty as, like, the worst, most shitty person in the group, and then she's gonna make it a fucking issue. Top commentator struck down her. I hate this, like, style of reporting where it's like, hey, look at this drama I found on Twitter. Like, Twitter really is kind of the best news source now, which is really funny. Let's see. They should have a lesbian separatist version of GTA. That would be amazing. I would totally get behind a GTA game if they had some like really funny over the top theme like that. Kind of like in Red Dead Redemption, right? When they had the whole thing where it was like, oh, here's the stuff you can murder her, and it's really funny, and they made her unlikable, right? Just like to make it kind of this fun character. Like I think it'd be kind of fun to play like a rad femme game, like or a game where you're like what is it, Feminon or Femin? What's stupid fuck in Europe and like Italy or whatever. What are they called? The ones who shove crucifixes up their asses and they run around with like black tape on their titties and they just like scream at the Pope all the time. Hope the Pope fucking coughs on those whores. That'd be great. Just kill them all. But like that would be fun to play a game where you're just like a topless, rabid feminist, just screaming at people and just like harassing everyone, like throwing fire bombs and shit. Just every horrible feminist trope. It'd be like a fun video game to play. But like by this idiot's logic, like me playing that game is they're like, oh, obviously you want to be that. You want to be Antifa. You want to be the rad femme. You want to be. It's like no, like I want to play it in a video game because it's like so different from my experience and it's really comical, right? Like, yeah, femin. That was it. Femen. Femen. What other remixes of like a steampunk GTA where all the vehicles are like weird? That'd be kind of fun. GTA with like airplanes or helicopters or boats. What if it was like pirates? What if it was like a series of islands all go with all these different and then like it's different boats you gotta steal? Like Grand Theft Piracy. Grand Pirate Auto. It's not auto if it's a boat, right? I guess boats are boats automatic versus manual. I don't think that's a thing. I guess nowadays though, people can just make skins to like make whatever they want. So let's see. Was there anything left in this article? Just yeah, Twitter because she's a retard. It's just like, why are all politicians so stupid? I hate them. Okay, while another said, away and don't talk bulks. What is this swear word? B, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 5 letters that are censored and ends with KS. What is this swear word? You appear to have not one iota of reservation about this and keep doubling down. That's not an MP's job. We aren't a fucking fascist state where the government does our thinking for us. Parents have aired concerns, and your answer is okay, this is like a weird. What is this? What is this swear word? I'm gonna post it in the chat. What the fuck is what? What is this swear word? It's really fucking with me. It's not bitch. It's not bastard. What starts with B and ends with KS? I like. This is driving me bananas. What is it? Does anybody know? What swear word could this possibly be? I have to know. Do I need to? Maybe I need to go to the Encyclopedia of Hate. There's this awesome dictionary that has like every single racial slur. It's amazing. There's so many. It's beautiful. Okay. What curse word starts with B and ends with KS? List of swear words. B. Ball sack? 5? No, it's not ball sack because there's not enough letters. So KS. Bollocks. Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bollocks? Are you fucking kidding me? What a letdown. It's bollocks. Weak. fucking week. What a disappointment. I'm sorry. It ended up not being a cool news word we hadn't heard before. Oh, but then here, no, they have the actual tweet in here that doesn't censor it. That's really funny. They have the tweet here that has that in there, and then they censor it in their own thing. This is like a featured tweet because it's like not grammatical at all. This last sentence like literally didn't make sense. Anyway. In justifying Flowjob's visit to the elementary school, Miss Black tweeted, "If my school had invited a gay History Month or even acknowledged that LGBT History Month existed, it would have made an immeasurable difference to the difficult childhoods my LGBT classmates and I had." Who is this bitch? Oh, because she's a lesbian. That's right. Okay. God, it's so stupid. Would it really? Like, I don't feel that way. I feel that the attention to it and the spectacle surrounding it is kind of uncomfortable. That's something that it's like taking your sexuality and then putting it like out there as this public thing for everybody to discuss, and it's just like that's not like a dignified position to be in unless you're just like an absolute fucking narcissist. Like, why would you want that kind of like? I mean, really, the closeted gay thing makes a lot more sense, where it's just kind of on the DL, you know. I think that it's just a lot more dignified. Why can't be like a nice balance? Like, people think that unless we like force all the 4-year-olds to watch a tranny like deep throat a dildo, then everybody's going to grow up to be a gay and have a backlash. You guys might have actually heard. Yeah, I know, Paul. Right? Is that word even offensive? Apparently. It's like a British swear word. Nobody says bollocks in America. It means balls. I'd prefer to just say balls. You say bollocks, it almost sounds like, I don't know. It almost sounds proper. It almost sounds regal to call them bollocks as opposed to balls. But anyway, acceptance of the gays has gone down for the first time in like decades, and everybody knows why. Everybody knows it's because of all of this aggressive pushing of it. So I don't know. I wonder if it's gonna lead to like a vicious cycle where you have just idiot, low IQ, retarded gays who look at that and then assume, oh my God, this is because we don't have enough acceptance yet. And then they're gonna get hate crimed. And then they're going to say, oh my God, see, like our issues are serious. And they're going to just double down on it and make it even worse when, you know, it's like a Chinese finger trap. If you just calm the fuck down, then you can just take off the finger trap and then we can all move on with our lives. And we can end forced association and people can just like live peacefully by themselves. I don't understand why this is like revolutionary. Never mind the fact that doing so in the past has left a massively disproportionate number of LGBT people, generation after generation, including my own, suffering severe mental health problems and higher suicide rates. Like, can you believe that? The idea that you have mental health issues and suicide rates because your school didn't make a spectacle of your sexuality? Like, no, that's not why. Like, she has the causality reversed. She wants this because she has mental health issues. It's obviously what's going on here. Flowjob's Drag Queen Story Hour is one of many recent visits to schools and public venues seen in recent months across the UK, which appear to be increasing in frequency. The British Library has to host 3 Drag Queen Story Hours on the same day during a family event. Was to host 3 Drag Queen Story Hours on the same day during a family event in the half-term holiday. That seems insane too. Why? How many fucking events are at your library? Have you ever been to a library? Is there like always a fucking event there such that you can't like have separate days for your events, like to stagger them? Like, we need 3 Drag Queen Story Hours in a day? Like, is it a fucking convention? Like, non-PC gear are going back to the closet to not be associated with all this. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. Like, I'll fucking push them in the closet. They should go in the closet, not me. Fuck them. Assholes. Like, like I didn't even do anything. Fuck. Let's see. Other council libraries were to follow suit earlier this month in hosting similar reading hours for children of all ages. Since the backlash, both the school and head teacher, Miss Watson, have locked their Twitter accounts, while Miss Black seemingly doubled down on the unpopular event. Okay, well, it's just, yeah, it's like it's too much to ask that we don't expose children to trannies deep throating dildos. Yes, it's too much to ask. But I'm wondering about this. So they're going to host 3. They were hosting 3 on the same day during another family event. I just feel like that can't be a coincidence. Like when people, I get that some people, they read into everything and say it's always like some big subversive thing. I tend to think that a lot of that just happens to be very synergistic and that it's not always intentional. But you know, maybe at some level there's an intention to it, but that in general, like the on the ground foot soldiers of it are in fact true believers and are going along with it and everything. But like that kind of shit, that just seems like totally orchestrated, like designed practically to expose just like anyone to this kind of thing to try to spread like a political message. And it's gross. So this was Scotland? Yeah. Oh man, and look at them. Just take a look. Take that in. What gay people should do is to explain that we aren't part of the LGBT community. Yeah, I 1000% agree. I completely reject that construction. Stupid. Why should it be a thing? Because the only common denominator between all of those groups is that it's sexual minorities, right? That's the common denominator. All right. So that means we have to add, you know, the necrophiliacs, the foot fetishists. We have to add the pedophiles. We have to add bestiality. Like you have to add all of them because now it's the sexual minority big coalition. And oh, cool. Now you've just put all of us together as though we're all the same. So like if an adult man or woman has like the same kind of sexuality that other adult men and women have, but they happen to just like be the same gender, then like that's now associated with just a bunch of crazy shit, right? It's a stupid idea. And honestly, gay males have always suffered for it. They don't benefit from allying with lesbians or trans. I would maybe consider like gay men, bisexual men, and male to female trannies. Like I kind of feel a little bit of a solidarity there. Like that I could kind of get, but yeah, it's more of a bio male versus bio female thing. I feel like that distinction is definitely way more relevant and important than yeah. Yeah, Jay Willie argues there's no common denominator, that it's just an axiom. I don't know. I think I get what you're saying, but you know, I mean, technically there's a few common denominators. You can always you can find them if there's you know, if you're creative, you can find like you can say, I don't know, like they're all labels, all letters or whatever, or what, I don't know. I guess it depends on how we define things. But yeah, it is axiomatic in a way. I can see that. What am I looking for? Okay, so this thing I covered. I have too many tabs open now. I'm a little bit disorganized. Oh wow, I got an email from StreamYard 2 hours ago. Okay, well I'll take a look. Quick start that answers this question about why my guests are all just dolls. You guys are little crochet dolls, like that wholesome Russian woman I found a couple of hours ago. And I think it would be so cool if a lot of people just started subscribing to her, because she hasn't uploaded a video since last year. And it really just looks like she had this thing, this little channel she made, and she was doing this really wholesome, cool thing. And then like her videos just didn't ever get any traction at all. And it sucks because like if these are things she's actually making, it's actually quite skilled work, and I feel bad about that. But it's really cool. But I guess if you're like totally uninterested in crochet or toys or like fun little wholesome things, then I guess I won't blame you for not subscribing. But I just think that'd be so cool if like one day she was like, oh wow, someone left a nice comment, and then like it's triple. It went up from 8 to 30. And wow, like some people actually think this is really cool, and now I'm kind of inspired to show off more of what I've made and continue it and everything. And what if she gets more and more famous, and then lots of people find it, and then more and more people are blessed with like really, really cool, wholesome, customized crochet things that are like very skillfully made. And she made one of Wallet. Wallet is so cute. I love him. Anyway, I just wanted to make fun of their appearance, because it wouldn't be a stream of mine if I didn't like bully someone for no reason. Okay, so if you had to fuck one of them, I honestly think I think the drag queen is prettier than the lesbian. What do you guys think? Nobody wants to vote on that. Yeah. Well, I guess it has been like an hour and a half. It's crazy that kind of flew by pretty quickly. All right, I think next time, well, I'll look into the Streamlabs issue, maybe do a little bit of testing, see if I can figure out how to get people talking. But if not, maybe I'll go back to the Google Hangouts thing. Mr. Merchant, I'm quite sorry that we weren't able to get you talking again. But I know that your setup, like it has the potential to work. Maybe we'll have to just try and talk on Discord for a little bit and see if that helps us troubleshoot it or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least the drag queen has a dick. Okay. I was kind of going strictly based on like the face and presentation. Like, okay, how about this? How about not necessarily fuck, but like go on a date with or hang out with, right? Like I feel like the drag queen, you'll at least like at least have some energy and do something fun. Like the lesbian's just gonna like, I don't know, like yell at people on Twitter and like I don't know, like what, not wear a bra, or what do lesbians even do? I don't know. Hashtag not all. Hashtag. That reminds me, I had a brilliant idea. Someone should sell stickers that have like the no symbol with the word all in it, just like a not all sticker. Because it's very culturally like symbolic now, the hashtag not all. But the best use for it is that then you can put it on like a spray bottle of something, and then you have your not all spray. So you can spray your not all spray everywhere, right? As though you're like saging a room to say, hey, I can make generalizations now without like retards freaking out at me. I'd say the lesbians, so then I've tried that. Wait, I don't get it. Oh, you choose the lesbian? Really? Oh, so you can say you have. So does that mean you've had like some drag queen boyfriends? Funny. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because yeah, because I kind of running out of steam, and I think it's long enough. But as always, if anybody hops into the Discord, the section called the library, if we drop stuff in there, we can look through it. And maybe since Dorthorus is posting so much shit in there, I'm gonna drag him onto one of these streams and make him talk about all this shit, and we can like watch some shit from his channel. I like the throat fuck song. Thomas is a hater. Thomas is another person who is very fun to have on, who it would be fun to have you on again. I don't know. Oh, it looks like Toto didn't make it again. But again, I'm just going to keep doing these streams like daily. I'll try to maybe find a few more things so I have a little bit more meat to it. But anyway, if you have any recommendations, if you're on Discord, the best way is to just post it in the library in my channel. My Discord channel, like you can get to it through my YouTube. It's just like I have a permanent link in there. What was the other thing? What was the other thing? There was one more. Oh, but I guess if you're not on that, I don't know. Like I have a few other ways you can message me, like through Minds or like my Facebook. I think I don't know if my Facebook is actually linked on my YouTube, but or you can post it in the Tikka Masala server. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll make sure I take a peek around there and gather some stuff up. Maybe tomorrow I'll do a little bit more like promotion, kind of get things organized for. But anyway, everybody have a nice day and keep it easy.